Hello there, fellow summoners. MadDogHT here, and we are going into the back half of Season 32 that has the Unstoppable Armor Global. Here's a little preview of what I have been assigned to this war, 6 fights, and yeah, it was a fun war. We're up against PΑLØ, the La Casa de Palomos. And yeah, these guys are a solid alliance. We played them last season and in season 32. And let me look at that. We lost 8-13, so they kicked our butts pretty good. So we're looking for some payback. We're looking to just keep winning. We have a 5-1 record going into this, so we had a really great first half of the season, and we want to keep winning. Keep on top of that leaderboard as much as possible. We know we can't win them all. Stuff happens, but yeah. So our bans for today are Quake, Herc, and Ghost. That's a pretty standard set of bans. I'm going up Path 2 and Path 3. So in Path 2 in Section 1, we got Node 5, Strike, Counter, Fury, Power Struggle. Now, I'm going to use the Flame On for this fight with Torch, and I am going to, abide by the strike counter and throw my specials once I push her over a special. And because of Mystic Dispersion, I'm just gonna block anything that she throws, and I'm gonna try my best to not let her heavy. And I'm just doing some short parry, 1-hit, 2-hit combos. There we go, we push her over, we give her 1 fury, no big deal. We're just going to block this, build Smolder. I have a regen boost on, I have some decent other boosts on, and before she can even throw a second special, 30 seconds, she's down. So that went well. Glad she didn't throw her heavies, because then it can get kind of crazy with the power gain that you get with the power struggle. And then you can see here, we're just sitting, and I'm just like, oh crap. And I'll tell you why I'm leaving this in at the end of the video. I'll show you another thing, but we had some connection issues at the start of the war, and then we were like, nobody fight, and it was over an hour later, I was like, okay, the game looks fine. Here I switch it off Wi-Fi, and then it immediately connects. So luckily it counted and we didn't get disconnected, but yeah, it was kind of sketchy. And then after that, I'm trying to move up, and it's just churning, and so I back out to the home screen. It showed I moved up, but it was just acting weird, so I'm like, let's just refresh that. We're going up against an iHulk on 14, Strike, Counter, Fury, Brute Force, Power Focus 1. I still have that regen boost going. I have the Science small, the 8% special attack boost on, and that's basically just for the last fight, this fight, the next one. If I have to throw a special at the end or whatnot, it's just going to do a little bit more damage. And necessary? Probably not, but it's just there as just an added bonus. Again, I fought iHulk on this node. I feel like I fight iHulk so often. I really don't think that he's a great defender on the strike counter. I mean, I'm not sure that he's a great defender anywhere, but I feel like he's always on the strike counter nodes. But yeah, we're just going to totally ignore the strike counter fury. We're going to let him build up tons of fury, and he's got 9, so every time he hits me now, interesting, I thought it was going to be triggering. My protection is not triggering. There we go. There it is. 13 furies finally triggers. So pretty much every time he touches me when I do not have protection enabled, it will get put on, and I can't take damage because I'm going to be at max rock stacks. I'm doing short combos, just medium, so that I can keep building up the furies. I have Torch on the team, so every time I parry, I get the 5 rock stacks, and even if I'm at 20, they automatically convert into furies. So it's a really solid way to ramp them up to the 60 really quick. And you don't have to throw any specials or stall out the 20 stack rock timer. And then, we do not kill it. We came pretty close to getting this guy down before he got to 15 gamma. 15 gamma is the starting point where he actually becomes immortal. So if you kill him before then, he doesn't become immortal, he won't heal. Assassins didn't bypass it either, so we had to wait it out. No big deal, like no health, very minimal health loss there. And so we go up to this ManThing. We have a white Magneto guidance pre-fight placed by another teammate. I'm gonna switch my masteries to put on Liquid Courage and Double Edge, and this is just mainly to make it go faster and make it a little bit safer with being able to heal and get the massive extra damage. Since I'm not gonna be throwing specials, the extra 60% attack is really nice. ManThing's an unstoppable armor champ, so I do have to watch out for that, particularly with the Hit Me I Dare You. Every 10 hits, he gets an armor up, and that can make him go passively unstoppable. And you're going to see that I basically, when I get to 9 hits, I parry 1 hit and then back off immediately. Normally it pushes him back, but he can retaliate you. I do put on a invulnerability boost in case I get special 3'd, or to just take some of those hits, maybe if I don't have protection up. And I did fight this same Crystals ManThing last season when we fought PΑLØ, and he had max MD on at that point. Now I dueled him and he didn't show any MD because his top champ was a Doom, but I'm like, maybe he put on like switched his masteries or whatever. But coming into this fight, this guy has no MD. So if this guy has no MD, like this fight I'm not concerned with at all. Yeah, now that I have Suicides on with the Liquid Edge, Liquid Courage Double Edge, we just gotta bait a few specials. Sometimes this ManThing can be really stingy. But yeah, I just gotta watch the timer. So there's the unstoppable armor timer going. Every once in a while he'll throw a heavy, and that's his heavy timer. And then at that blue fist, once it gets to 9, I want to parry and hit him over that. So here he's at 9. We're gonna wait out that unstoppable armor timer. He does get the unstoppable passive. We're gonna hit him once, back off. Didn't trigger it that time, no problem. And then we're just gonna keep smashing. Thing is definitely not the fastest option by any means for this fight, but he does work really well. I like using him, so that's what we're using. I know you can use Torch, you can use Doom, you can use Omega, you can use Mr. Negative. There's lots of options on this fight, and generally I don't prefer to take this if I don't have to, just because if it gets stingy or if they have max MD, it can get sketchy if you're fighting for this long. But we end with 98% health, throw a special 3 to finish them off, and we're gonna move up. So that went well, I was happy with that. And for these middle fights coming out of section 1, going into section 2, I didn't have any assignments. But I wasn't gonna fight for quite a while because I'm going over to the left side in that Nick Fury on E.M.P. We were waiting for a pre-fight on that, and so I move up. After these fights go down, I move over to the Doom on 26. Mirage Turtle did a great job on taking down that Nova. So I'm just using this to use some energy, and then I back up, undo the last move, so that way the right side can get going and clear and get all the way to the mini island a lot faster. We're gonna move over to the Fury, and we're just gonna wait there until it's down. And I will actually show the Fury fight. All these fights have timestamps, so you can jump to any ones that you like, skip any ones that you don't. And yeah, here's Colossus. This fight is super crazy stupid. Like, I still have Liquid Courage and Double Edge on. I'm gonna go in with Nebula. It's got the enhanced bleed, doesn't matter. It's got the Chitinous Thorns, and then the cutting wire. So if he has an armor up, you're either gonna get bled or shocked. In this case, I'm gonna get shocked because I'm the robot, which is great because Nebula is immune to shock. It's gonna build up her amp charges, and it's kind of weird. I'm not sure why Nebula starts with 5 charges. That seems kind of bugged, but every time I hit him, I'm gonna be getting 15 because he's got 3 armor ups. Those amp charges, so I hit him once or twice, parry, 7 hits, he's dead. Like, super simple, straightforward fight. You do kind of have to watch out for some unstoppable armor stuff, but nothing too crazy. Now I go and take off my Liquid Courage Double Edge. Now you might ask, why don't you just use Nebula for this fight? I've never used Nebula for this fight. I've had opportunities to do it, and I was considering it, particularly since I had the damage masteries on. But since I didn't take, I've never taken this fight, I was just worried that I would accidentally parry and get some suppressions on and never get up to a special 2 or something. And yeah, so you can hear, you see I'm making notes. I like made a note to take off the Liquid Courage Double Edge, made a note to take off Willpower, so I'm just making sure that I don't like go to the next fight and do something stupid. So we're just gonna go into this fight with normal boost on. We don't have any gray boost on. Special attack bonus stuff don't really help a lot here, simply because you get the cowardice, you get the power drains. I'm really not expecting to throw any, but maybe one special in this fight. But that's okay, because Thing can just deal with it. I'm gonna block the special ones just to build up extra rock stacks before he goes into eradicate mode. And you can see I threw the special there in the orange blitz mode, which gave me that power drain, so I'm just never going to get back to a special, which is fine. Things damage once he's ramped up, it's plenty. Don't have to worry about the buffet, so I just have to deal with the health that this guy has. He's not going to heal anything, and then I just need to watch out for unstoppable armor. So he has an 11-second timer that will automatically switch him into the next mode from blue Titan to orange blitz, and then he's got the 10-second timer that will apply an armor up. And when he switches manually or he gets that global timer, he's gonna get that armor up, chance to go passively unstoppable. As long as you watch out for that, it's not a big deal. And he does have that energize, which is kind of giving him a little bit of extra power, more than you'd like. I think right here, yeah, right there, he had an unstoppable from being in like eradicate, and I was able to parry him. He should have been stun immune, which I thought was really interesting. There you can see that I'm parrying him, but he's immune to the stun, and I think I parry him later on in the fight when he has another unstoppable up, but he was immune to it. But for whatever reason, that unstoppable didn't give him the immunity to the stun, which I thought was really interesting. I think he's gonna throw this, and I think I'm gonna parry, and it's not gonna stun him on this time. So I'm not sure what happened there. I think I'm gonna parry. Yeah, right there. A couple times, didn't get stunned. That's right, and he's almost dead, and I was like, almost go for it. Nope, he got the unstoppable, and then this next combo will finish him off. So Thing is also a safe fight. Nebula should have done it, but I just went with what I was comfortable with, and I'm super comfortable smashing it out with Thing. We're gonna move up to this Warlock, and here I'm putting all these messages onto myself just to give me that extra reminder in case I just have a brain fart and forget to do it. And they're like, what, you're writing messages to yourself? And I'm like, dude, stop messing with my messages. But everybody was watching, so I'm like, okay, so we're gonna move up. We're gonna take off Willpower for this fight. We did this fight last war in war number 6. It was against a rank 4 Warlock. This one's just a rank 3. And we're gonna put on an invuln boost. Again, take off Willpower. I think that only costs like 12 units to do, which is pretty nice. But I did have to do some mastery switches this war, which, ended up costing me a few units, but I will do it for our team, even though I'd like to hoard my units. But yeah, this Warlock fight, polka dot power, there's basically 2 things I need to be mindful of. Is one, watch the stun timer. I'm gonna be able to disable it with my combo, but if I do have infection up, my incinerates can potentially fail. And so if the stun timer isn't up and I'm expecting like a medium to disable it and it doesn't trigger the incinerate, and then I try to parry, that can really mess me up. I put on an invuln boost in case I accidentally parry when the stun shield is active. If he throws, I mean, I kind of want him to throw special ones. I'm gonna get shocks on me if he has infection up. It's not that big of a deal, but I'm just gonna block those specials because they will build smolder and keep my temperature up. So yeah, and we're just, here we go, bait it. We don't have an infection up yet, so we don't get shocked automatically. And we're just blocking, block bait the heavies. The heavies are super easy to retaliate. And I can keep parrying because that stun shield keeps going down. The unstoppable armor allowed me to not like counter that, so we're just gonna wait it out. Here we go. We are infected. We got all 3 incinerates on that one. We got all 3 incinerates on that one. And then, whew, that was close. The unstoppable armor made him go stun immune, but we backed off in time. It only took 24 hits. Super easy fight. And here we're showcase the boss takedown. This is J Goody 723. He's got a rank 4 Spider-Man 2099, and we put him up against the Sasquatch. So Sasquatch is the first time we've seen him. He's got suicides on, he's got big boost, he's got science power boost, he's got a special 3 indestructible or special 3 protection boost. But Spider-Man 2099, I mean, you have to play like super bad to be able to die on this fight on the boss toad, just because of the true strike. He takes 75% less damage. And yeah, so the whole plan here is he does have anti-venom on the team. He's able to get that wither. Dexing will pause that. And he did a power start 1 boost so that he can get up to special 3. And the special 3 is going to apply a slow. And again, when he dexes, he will pause both the wither that he has from the synergy or that he will get from the special 2. And he will pause the slow. So he's going to want to hit into the block a lot, get a lot of those ruptures going. And you know, he made a few mistakes, retaliated late on that special, but again, look at that, no big deal. He does have suicides on, so he will be healing in this fight from those, and he takes like no damage from throwing special 2s and whatnot. This guy's got some MD going, no big deal. The withers will help with power gain. The slow is being kept up. Another special 2. Oof, almost rinses him right there. Hitting into the block to get those ruptures, and almost kind of got lucky right there because he could have retaliated with that unstoppable armor. And he's gonna retaliate on the special 2 and retaliate special 1, get the kill. Spider-Man 2099. He's great. I really wish I could get this guy as a 6-star. And great job to J Goody. Our battle group, we tied on deaths. Almost, I mean, super close on time, within what, 30 seconds or so. But we did win. But good job to PΑLØ. We got our revenge from last season. You can see the war stats here. From the attack bonus, I think it was 8-6. Yeah, 8-6. And time was pretty close as well. Yeah, it was a solid war for us. You know, 6 death is pretty much like our goal where we want to hit. If we get better than that, that's great. And you can see we jumped up 1 spot to, it shows Masters 1 or Masters 3 rank 1, but we're basically 3 overall. GT40 was number 1. Jedi Assassins is number 2. We're number 3. And you can see the rest of the leaderboard. So we're super stoked that we can currently be on the podium, and we're gonna try to hold our ground, see if we can't keep up there. I mean, being on the podium top 3 was never like our initial goal, but the season's just going well, and we're generally playing well. Are we playing like the best that we can? No, we're still making mistakes. We still having some deaths that we can definitely avoid. We really haven't had, you know, assignment mistakes There have been communication mistakes. There's been other stupid stuff like connection issues. We've had several where, we've had a guy time out fighting the boss, and then it comes back and you're half health and the boss is full health. That was stupid. Again, connection issues where you get disced basically when you're going into the fight. But yeah, more on that in just a second. So here's my stats. War 7. Again, good job to PΑLØ. It was a solid war. I had 6 fights, 6 kills, no deaths. Got 43 fights on the season, 43 kills, and 1 death. We move up that 1 spot, so we're number 3 overall, which is super cool. 6-1. Can't be more happy than that. We're just trying to take care of business, trying to play clean, trying to make sure that our plans go well. And so far, it has. And then as far as my items, nothing too crazy here as far as items go. Couple green boosts, yellow and or orange and red, one science boost, 2 invuln boost, 1 regen boost, which probably didn't really need it, just use it because it was expiring. 129 units to put on liquid courage, double edge, take them off, put them back to my normal attack masteries, and then a few more units to take off willpower and then reapply it. And yeah, so pretty light on the item use. I felt like this war. I didn't have to use any health potions, which is always good. So I played clean enough to do that, and had my fights split up enough where I didn't have to overburden one specific champ, which is nice. And then here's my little champ collage of who I use and who I've defeated. We added 2 fights to Torch, 3 fights to Thing, and 1 fight to Nebula. So Torch is my number 1 attacker right now. And again, like we fought another Chavez, we fought another iHulk, we fought another ManThing, we fought another Warlock. Felt like a lot of my attackers and stuff, or my defenders that I faced, was very similar to last war. But yeah, we're having some fun. Getting a little mix of everybody in the action. And then here I'm going to showcase some other fights that we had in our battle group that were shared. This one's just kind of a funny one. This one is Note 6, and this is the one that I was mentioning earlier. Sherry, he went into the fight, this mole man with his AA, and it just sat there. He never actually even entered the fight. And he was asking, he was sending us messages in chat. He's like, am I still there? Am I half health? Am I disconnected? Blah, blah, blah. He ended up, having to reset after waiting for like 14 minutes trying to enter the fight. And yeah, that really sucks. Like, I really wish there was a way to avoid such bugged issues. Because, man, every attack bonus counts. But yeah, that one's just for fun to show. And then here, we have a Horseman Kitty with an Odin pre-fight, the Shock pre-fight, going up against this Nick Fury on 24 E.M.P. And yeah, Demps does a really solid job. He doesn't really have to throw specials. He gets to 10 plus prowess. He does have Tiger on the team, so he's fully unblockable when he has 10 plus prowess. So the openings are really easy. He's just going to do like 2 or 3 hits and then dash back, phase back in, and try to keep pushing him to special 2s. He does get tagged there. He's actually going to heal from those bleeds. Because he's a horseman, he's not going to take the damage, and then when he's phasing, and the willpower allows him to heal that back up. So he does take a little bit of shock damage, because the Odin pre-fight's only like 90% reduction. But there he kills off the first life. He's only used 5 blocked hits. He's been consistently being able to push him to special 2 with the aspect of evolution. And yeah, he's gonna just keep baiting special 2s, dashing in. Needs to be careful that he doesn't try to hit into the block or anything there, because he's gonna be fully unblockable and push him to special 3. Although if he was phasing, he'd be all right. And yeah, Kitty's an interesting, different option that we tried this war. We knew it would work. We've used other options, and yeah, I just wanted to showcase this one because Demps did a great job. And Kitty's a fun champ. I really wish I got her as a 6-star. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to pull her in the featured He probably could have just comboed him at the end. He's going to wait out Beta Special 2 and then retaliate. And there we go. Nick Fury goes down on E.M.P. Good job, Demps. Then here we're going to move over to the other side, going into Section 2. This is 26, so I think the last couple wars I used Torch against a Doom, and this time we're going to go and use a Spider-Man 2099. It does have a Petrify Mr. Fantastic pre-fight to start out with, and Jay Goody's just going to, this is just a really solid showcase of some solid Spider-Man 2099 play. He gets the knockdown, refreshes the Petrify, and he's got 2 withers on, a bunch of ruptures, and yeah, he's got the special 1 Dex on point, another special 2, 3 withers, bunch of ruptures, and Doom goes down in, what was that, 50 seconds? No, 40 seconds? Not too bad. And then he goes up past 7, and so we're just going to keep showing this. So Jay Goody had a bunch of fights. He was one of the MVPs. He did a ton of fights and all super clean. So he shared these, and I'm like, yeah, I'll put these into my video. So we have a Domino on Spite. He's got the anti-venom synergy, so he gets that wither out the gate. Some nice intercepts. Does need to be careful of like the lucky and unlucky, because she can evade. You see he's only doing like a 1 hit and then backing off. He's going to hit into the block to get a bunch of ruptures, although the wither fell off, but he's at special 2. Needs to bait this. Be ideal if he could get a Dex off so he could pause the wither. You know, Spite doesn't come into play for this fight because you know, Spidey can't get buffs. So he really just needs to watch out for Rise to Power and then just Domino being Domino with her crit fails and all that kind of stuff. And you know, he does take a little bit of crit fail, but it's not that bad. He's watching out for those shortened stuns under the Lucky and hit into the block, get some ruptures, push it over a bar of power, and those ruptures detonate, takes down the Domino. Minimal damage taken there. And then he's got a Aarkus on this aspect of evolution, Kinetic Transference. He's just gonna doom it. Pretty simple, straightforward fight here. And his Doom's rank 4. Still has a Power Start 1 boost going from the last fight. And he's able to nullify the Furies, and not the Furies, the power gains. He's gonna get to special 3 real quick, and a little back slap into special 3, and this guy's gonna be dead. He's gonna come out and he's gonna be nuked. So nothing too crazy here with taking down Aarkus with Doom. Pretty standard counter. But he's just in the middle of all this Spider-Man 2099 goodness. I think he's gonna launch the special 2 and burn him to the ground. Boom, there we go. Move on to the next fight. So this is a Mojo on 47. Connect Transference, Speed of Indestructible 2, and then Opportunist. Spider-Man 2099 just destroys this. You can see all of his boosts fell off, and he had to reboost. We had some timing issues. We had a guy actually. Yeah, we'll just say we had a family issue with one of our guys, and you know, we dealt with it. We had to reboost on some things, but no big deal. We're always there to help support our guys when stuff comes up in real life, because this is just a game. We just need to have fun. You know, sometimes you might have to use some extra items or boosts or whatever, but you know, at the end of the day, are you having fun? And are you having fun with your ally mates? And you know, as far as we're doing, yes, we are doing that. So he goes in Spider-Man 2099, gonna build up those ruptures hitting into the block, and Dex here and there that will pause that wither. And if he takes any blocks, especially if he has exhaustions up, he will basically lose power, which is kind of nice. There, he does a nice heavy counter after the special 1. We used to see a lot of Mojo bosses Jay Goody was actually taking those a lot for us, and he's got that special 1 counter with the heavy down really well. Pushes the special 2, gets the feat of Indestructible, no problem, that wears off, and he smashed him with a special 2 in just under a minute. Takes down the nasty Mojo. And then last up, we're going to show one more fight, and it's with Jay Goody again. This is right before he took down the Sasquatch boss. He's going to go take out this Mangog, and we have a suppression and a petrify on him. He's got the wither from the synergy of anti-venom, and you can see this guy's just not going to get a special, even with the enhanced power gain, aspect of evolution, all that stuff. It doesn't matter. 15k heavy there, crit with getting exhaustions up. Gets a double wither because he had a power star 1 boost. We got the special 2 really quick. You can see he's draining his power right now, which is pretty dang awesome. He does need to watch out for the unstoppable armor. That's pretty much the only thing that needs to be aware of. There you can see he waits it out, doesn't get it, so he can just keep smacking away. And I think one more special, not quite, but he had triple wither going up on this Mangog. You can see he hasn't been able to throw 1 special with all those debuffs and stuff on. The Mr. Fantastic ones fell off, no big deal. Special 1 does the job. So hopefully you enjoyed these extra fights. We're just smashing away right now. We're gonna hopefully keep going. We'll see where we land at the end of the season. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.